What's going on YouTube? It's Tino here with the YGO process. Just bringing you another different style video pack opening. We got the quarter century Megatons, a full case of these, and I figured I'd go ahead and open this on the channel for you guys. I'm actually fairly new to everything that's in here. I haven't seen anything in the set. I decided not to spoil it for myself, so yeah, figured I'd go ahead and open this with you. Would like to give a big shout out to Throwbacks Jax here in Jacksonville. My brother Bradley Wallace, he's the one who helped supply this case so I can get this open here for you guys. Again, without them, none of this is possible. Just want to give a big shout out to Throwbacks Jax, and let's go ahead and see what we pulled. I'm going to go ahead and just cut through the opening of the tins because I know it can get redundant, and we'll just get to the packs and see what we pull. Alright guys, and we're back with the can opening done. I was able to go ahead and open it. You get a quarter century promo in each of these tins, which is what's really nice. It's typically just a lot of the protagonist cards from over each series. You got a chance to get one of them. Don't know how much these will hold up simply because they are promos, but down the line we'll probably see how the prices are affecting the market later on. So again, these are the quarter century Megatons, and something that most players know about the Megatons, they aren't just packs, they are major reprints, something that helps forecast the upcoming meta with potential hits. Gives a lot of people who aren't able to get certain expensive cards the ability to get them now through the Megatons. Affects the secondary market well, so we know every year looking forward to these tins there's something drastic that's going to happen. Again, I don't know what comes in these, but we'll just go ahead and get into each of the pack opening. Say with the work and school, I've been pretty behind on the ball in terms of everything that's coming out, so like I said, we'll just get into it. And like I say, you'll see a lot of good reprints here. In the first pack, we pull a Exo Sister, the new Spiral card. I did see this because I used to play Spiral. It's not Master Plan, so didn't really read it too much, but it's got some applications. Therion card, and we see the first parallel is the Temple, Water Enchantress, Fountain. Again, two major reprints. Could be forecasting of what's to come in this next upcoming ban list, but we all know how powerful the Adventure engine is and the Runic engine in general, so these are two really solid reprints. Next pack. So we'll probably just kind of shift through the commons. Some of these are new, most of them are not. We'll get to the supers. We've got Dark, and the Blue Eyes Jet Dragon, and the Blue Eyes Tyrant Dragon for the secrets. Again, these are two cards I don't believe had many reprints before, more or less collector's items. I don't forecast in Blue Eyes doing too much. Again, love to see Dark get a reprint here. It's also a very good card, so it's always good to see that. And then again, you just see some like downgrades and rated bumps. Branded Explosions cards banned, so maybe it could come back, who knows. You get to see Rex, which only had one printing, which was I believe last year, and Darkwing Blast is a super, so wasn't easy enough for you to get then. It should be comically easy now, so just get into the rest of these packs. Like I say, kind of getting through the commons. You see a few of the Labyrinth cards get reprinted, some of the Ninja cards, Melfi. See Dinomorphia. The Libromancer cards getting reprinted, Albalonatus, this thing, and like I say, more kind of just like generic support that came out in the past. It really just didn't get many reprints. These are more or less collector's items that now have more rarity increases in case if you want to build a deck around, what is this thing, Timaeus. So we'll go ahead and get into the next pack. What do we've got here? The Exo Sisters, Therians. I believe this is a rarity bump, which is good to see. Not too certain what this thing is. A rarity bump for some of the runic spells, and then we get Illusion. This card's actually a really good reprint. I don't believe it only had one printing. This card was fairly expensive for what it was. Literally just says fetch souls, but pretty sure Dark Magician players across the nation are going to be excited to see that. And again, Skeleton, was it Skeletal Felgran Dragon? And I guess a solid reprint considering a lot of these cards only had one printing in the past. So good to see for people who are collectors of those. All right. And for the next pack, again, you get to see some of the Labyrinth cards, and moving to C39, Spiral Double Agent, Theron, and again, more of the same cards we pulled previously. And again, like I said, this is the full case of packs. Normally you get 3 per 10, but I didn't want to go through the entire thing one by one. So again, another upgrade for the Therian monsters. Another Dark. Beyond the Pendulum, really good for you Pendulum players, with Exceed coming out soon. And again, a Karibo card that I have no idea what it does. So if you ever play me in tournament and you start activating these random meticulous cards I've never read before, you will probably win, because I will not start reading them now. And again, we're going to move into the super rare. I feel like this card just came out. It's already getting a bump. Exo Sister Elsa for your Exo Sister players. It's a good rarity bump. And Lily Bora. This is really good because I believe she was one of the secrets, so she's a little easier to obtain now, getting a reprint in the 10. I don't know if she cost much, but I know they did play her in the Punk Therian deck as well as the Rika deck, or at least some variation. So really good to see cards like that get reprinted to have more accessibility to the, more casual people who don't feel like spending a lot. All right, through the commons, and Ice Jade's Curse. This guy, the warrior dude for the Adventure Engine, never really see him have much play outside of like certain warrior decks that decided to implement it strictly to get him as a free special summon. Time Thief Trap, and those cards new. Rexstrom, really good reprint, and again the Water Enchantress. So again, just good reprints all around. And for the last pack on this side, we'll go ahead and get into it. Get to see some of the Scareclaws get reprints. These aren't necessarily bad reprints either, because like I say, this stuff came out over like a year ago, so may have been hard to obtain back then. Not too certain what that is. Again, more of the Libromancer cards, and we're seeing reprints of not only the Scareclaw engine but the Labyrinth cards. And I know that these two specifically are fairly good reprints because the Scareclaw is starting to pick up a bit more popularity with Vanadium. They do incorporate this, and again, Labyrinth players, this card was staple, so it's good to see that card get another printing. I'm going to go into the next pack. And again, we're going to go ahead and move along. Get to see like DDD Griffin get some reprints. And on to Exo Sister. Let's say another Runic Spell. I think this is like the only card that was like common in the Runic Engine now, I believe. I think there might be like one more, but this is good to see you get a reprint. More Dynamorphia cards, reprint of Hugin, and Rykart. So, not bad, not bad. Get on to the next pack. And we get to see Mole Cricket get a rarity increase. This is a really good reprint. I mean, I know that this card was common in the deck, so seeing that one get a rarity bump is good. I believe this card is new. It's just like, I think a Noble Knight card. So really good for them. Again, you get to see more of the Labyrinth players. You get more reprints for your cards. And I believe this card only had one printing. Staple and Blackwings, I believe. But this is really good, even though I don't foresee Naturia doing too much with Tree at one. Could be a sign of things to come. So who knows? Maybe the Runic Engine takes a bit more hits and we see Naturia get a bit more playability back. Moving into the next pack. Get to see Morptronic Converter. I know this card was a common previously. Another Therian, one of the Dynamorphia traps, Master of Chaos, and Tryhard. Again, this card only had the, I believe, one printing. I could be wrong. I'm still really good in the Tryhard deck and collector's item, I guess. So, it's pretty good to see. We'll go ahead and move on to the next pack. Gonna start rolling through these because I'm pretty sure a lot of the cards are getting redundant unless we start running across some new things. So, Go ahead and get through these commons. And again, Camilla, really good. So you get your whole, I won't say Naturia engine, but the two most essential monsters for that deck get foil printings now. Really good to see. An Amazonas card for people who are enjoyers of this archetype. Get to see another printing of the Exorcister monster. Beezus Starfrost. This is insane. And then this guy, whatever. But this is like a really good printing. I know this card has been going up in price strictly due to how prevalent Mana Dome is and how essential this card is coming along with the lore. So this is a really good reprint to see within Beezus Starfrost. Alright. And for the next pack, again, I haven't seen any of like these cards. I haven't looked into the set at all, so you know, a lot of this is all brand new stuff to me. Whatever this is, a weather painter for you weather painter enjoyers. I don't know whether I feel excited about this or not. This is a good printing considering this card is foil, but you know, the card is like best attributes and Floowandereeze, and Lord knows how I feel about that deck. Overfusion, Hugin, and then right card again. So far I'm pretty impressed. Like I said, there's no like insane changing cards that have come out of the case yet, but just a lot of solid reprints that I know a lot of players are going to need. So not too disappointed so far. And we'll see Smoke Mosquito. Let me read this card again. I know this card came up at one point. It was like during damage calculation, when a monster declares an attack, you special from your hand. Target with a monster you control. I can't remember when and where this card came up, but it was a certain duelist page with a specific deck where they spoke about playing this card. So, Morphia cards, a Blackwing, again a good reprint with Lycart, and again the Timaeus monster. So, the rest of the commons. Like I said, we're gonna go ahead and just get to running through a lot of these. And we're at Soul Scissors, which was a card they played in Sprite. Whatever this is, a Dark, Disc Coliseum, and a Shangri Era rarity upgrade. We'll see how prevalent this is, considering that Cash Tier is looking like it may be on the chopping block for the ban list. But that's really good to see that card in a secret rare or parallel rare. And again, on to the next pack. We're going to see the Dinomorphia. Griffin Rider gets an ultra rare upgrade. It's really nice to see. Another one of the Blackwings. And again, more of the Labyrinth card. And a Rite of Eremacir. I think these are, again, two solid reprints. I believe the whole engine may be coming in this now. But I'm seeing a lot of these cards. So, really good to see that. Let's go ahead and go on to the next pack, where we're going to go ahead and see the Naturia Camella. Again, Scareclaw Rival, really good card for that. I think this is an Ice Jade card. Not too familiar with that, considering it hasn't been too meta relevant. Another Beezus Starfrost, really good reprint. And again, the Fallen of Ashen. So that's really good. I'm telling you, I think Beezus Starfrost is something with how this lore is trending for that entire series. That card's going to be more relevant by the set. So. No, it's already very essential in Mana Dome, and that deck is really good. I'm going to move on to the next pack. We're going to get the Spiral Double Agent, the Dinomorphia, another Runic Spell, getting the Ultra Rare rarity upgrade. Good to see. Oh, the Bestial Monster, and Terezi. I know this is a really good reprint for the Dinomorphia, and the Bestial is getting an amazing parallel rare. That's so nice to see. And that new secret, really good, really good. We're going to go ahead and go on to the next pack. So far, there's some really good stuff. It's nothing that seems too game-breaking, but certainly staple-oriented, if that makes any sense. Into the next pack, we're going to see this guy that I believe was played a very long time ago when Needle Fiber was a thing, and some of the, I think it was the Synchro Brave Tenyi decks. So, don't see it too much anymore, but they got the Libromancer Fire, an S-Force card, and the Red Eyes Zombie Dragon Lord, as well as a Magnemite. This is an insane reprint. Just look at this guy. That is crazy. That looks awesome too. And I'm a fan of like OG cards personally, like in terms of rarity. I like the, whether it's super or ultra, but dude, those Bestials look really nice. Alright, and on to this next pack. I'm Gonna go there to get see a Brandon Regan, get a nice rare reprint. Exo Sister, Slumber, really good ultra rare reprint. More Libromancer cards, Blue Eyes Jet, and the Blue Eyes Tyrant Dragon again. Awesome. Good stuff so far. I think this is a really solid case. We're going to move on to the next pack, getting to the Hollows again. Morphia, Spellbound. This card is very underwhelming. I thought this card was going to do so much more when it came out, and it just hasn't. But maybe one day we'll see a format for it. So, Exo Sister Martha and a Blackwing, whatever that is. I'm pretty sure that Blackwing players play that. Looks like it may be essential, but again, this is also just like a really good rarity upgrade. I think it may have already been secret, but I know that this card was super essential for the deck. Exo Sister players just like fiend for this card, so seeing this card get a reprint is going to be really good in the upcoming future. Let's see. Moving on, we're going to go ahead and see some of these really good reprints of, again, the Labyrinth Field Spell and the Blackwing Dragon again. Not the Labyrinth Field Spell, the Labyrinth Lady. Alright. And we're getting down to the wire. Last few packs left. Hopefully, whatever we may be missing, we pull. Some of the commons. Don't know what that is, but that looks neat. Really good reprint. That's a staple card. Again, I know for Naturia, seeing this card ultra rare looks so good. Any card that was common, seeing it getting a rarity bump, that's just like, you know, not gold rare is typically nice to see. So, Legal Knight, the Disc Coliseum, and the Shangri-Ira again. So, for those who may have not seen that card initially, that card looks really sick there. All right. Again, moving right along. Go ahead and get through some of these commons, and I think I put like 8 of these things so far. Jesus, Spellbound again. Preparations gets a crazy reprint. I don't know if the Big Bang got one. I know that's the one people tended to play. So, Muck Cracker, a really good reprint on this card. I believe it already had a parallel rare, but this card was fairly expensive for what it was. I won't say it was difficult to get, but again, with those only 2 printings and the card just becoming more and more relevant by the set with certain decks, especially like Unchained and a few of the other archetypes, good to see that get a reprint. We're down to these last few packs. I don't know how many more we got left, but let's get through them. We're gonna get to this guy, Fusion. Looks like another Amazonas card for you Amazonas players. And we got a playset of the new Visa Starfrost. So, or not new, but you know, reprinted Visa Starfrost. I'm saying I think that card is going to be very good upcoming here in the future, more than it already is. So, all right, and on to the next pack. For the supers, it's like we pull this card every time. It is like a sign to just play Exo Sisters. The Time Thief Trap, the Immortal Dragon, really good. Beyond the Pendulum, and the Karibo thing. Alright, right along here. Gonna go ahead and, like I say, get past a lot of these commons that are fairly redundant. Reverse Jar, get to see the Therian Bull. Preparations, Maple Maiden. Maybe one day I'll read that thing. Is that Ariana? And Psychic and Punisher. That's a pretty good reprint. I believe this card only had 1 printing. Had its meta, and you still see it in like punk variations, but this card's like very strong. If your deck can afford to play this, and certain decks don't have an out to it, you kind of just lose. So it's really good to see that card get another printing. Alright, we're going to go ahead and get past those commons again. Get to see one of the Dinomorphia fusions. The Immortal Dragon. Psychic and Punisher again. And a Bestial Lubellion. This is insane. I think this might be like the pull of the the set so far. This card is just ridiculous, and I know it only had the one printing. You get that new parallel rare on it, so that's a really good pull. I think that one right there was probably one of the more sought after cards in this set. So good to see that one get a reprint. All right, and let's on to the supers. Ultra rare, and the zombie vampire, and Welcome Labyrinth. Again, a good reprint. This card was not underwhelming, but man, when this card first came out, it was insane, and after that, it just seems as if it's kind of fallen off a little bit. So unfortunate to see that, but it is what it is, and we are down to our last few packs here for this case. Let's go ahead and hope we get another Rebellion, maybe. We see this guy. I can't remember what this card did. I know that when it came out, it had a cool effect. I'll have to reread that. We see, was this Dragonic Pendulum again? Blackwing, is this Zephyr? Breeze the Zephyr? Oh no, this is something else. Another Blackwing card that I have no idea what it does. Lilybora, and this is, I believe, Vada. I know it's like Blackwing Vada. It's like a really good one. This is like actually one of the good ones for their archetype, so good to see that. Alright, and I'm going to go ahead and cut to those again. See a Soul Scissors, Spiral Double Agent, Runic Destruction, Beyond the Pendulum, and this guy again. This card's haunting me right now. That and the Exo Sister Super. Alright, we're going to go ahead and go past these commons. Still some really good common reprints though. Like, not to just shy over these things. There's still like some really good common and rare reprints, but I'm just trying to get to the reason I know you're all here, which is these hollows. I know the Novellas deck is getting like a card that like combines, I can't even call it an archetype, like this and the other card that's with it. Cashier Birth. Hopefully this is a sign of things to come. This card is insane. And a Runic Fountain. Really good card. Really good card to pull. The last 3 packs. Get something good out of these things. Alright. Again, we're going to get past all those. Exo Sister, Odd Eyes, the Triheart, and the Elemental Hero Spirit of Neos. I don't know if this card's actually good in the deck for hero players, but I don't think it had many printings before. I think it was just a super beforehand, so good to see that one get another printing. Alright, we'll get past these supers and on to business. Spellbound, the Preparations, Cartesia, and Flundery's Advent. Cartesia is actually like a really good reprint. I know that I played this card because you probably have all seen me play Despy enough on the channel, and I never actually played my own copy of this. I've always borrowed because this card has been like $60 to $70. I think it's down to like $50 now, but when this card was like very relevant, it was like so hard to get if you didn't just like pull it or borrow it from somebody. So seeing this card get a reprint is really good. Map, a really relevant card for Flunder, so good for them. They get a rarity upgrade on that, so it's not an ultra anymore. And for the last pack, let's get something broken here. Alright, get past the commons. And oh, this is a really good rarity upgrade. I don't think this card's seen enough play. I think this card's like really good though. So maybe in the future if like certain synchro decks start to take over again. Alright, and we're going to see a Runic Tip, really good, and another Rexstrom. But again, Runic Tip, the last one out of the pack, probably debatably the best Runic next to like Fountain. So give me a second, I'm going to go ahead and gather all the secrets together so y'all can see what we pulled from our case, and I'll be back with you in a second. Alright guys, so again, these are all of the supers that we pulled through the set. Figured I'd do a small recap for you all, so again, you can kind of just see some of the ratios that came in my case. This isn't necessarily a exact indicator of what you'll pull if you get your own, but kind of something to just base your again, you know, ideas off of if you are considering potentially buying some Megatons. Again, this was, I think, I don't know how many twins, I believe maybe 12 or 10, however many come in the case. Not too familiar with it, but what I can tell you is that there are a lot of solid reprints. Those are the super rares. Moving on to the ultras. Whoops. And again, you're just gonna kind of quickly run through these so you guys get a bit of an idea of what you can expect if you were to purchase your own. So really good stuff here. Again, you're seeing certain things pulled in multiples, but that's what's bound to happen when packs contain the same amount of cards. Again, these are all the ultras. Go ahead and quickly go through these for you all really quickly. And again, on to the secrets. What I know you guys are looking forward to most. I'll pull 3 of these. You get a lot of really good stuff in here, a lot of deck cores that come in all together. So again, if you're interested in picking up any of these decks, I personally tell you to wait for the ban list. But if there's a strategy in here that goes untouched, you are certain to be able to just potentially pick up Megatons and build anything you want from this previous meta. But other than that, again, I want to give a huge shout out to Throwbacks Jax, Bradley Wallace, who runs the Yu-Gi-Oh portion of the locals there, again, for donating this case for the channel. Again, be sure to check them out. Message Bradley on Facebook for any of your card needs. Other than that, again, let me know if you're enjoying this kind of content. And until then, enjoy the process.